How's it going, Song of Ice and Fire fans? I'll give it 5 minutes, just let people join in. We're currently at 5 people watching, so although this potentially could be a cinema full of people, we're currently working with the back of a transit van. So if we can get some more people in, we'll get started. But I'll give it a couple of minutes. I hope you're all enjoying your Thursday night. It's almost the weekend, guys, and it will soon be Christmas. So we've been discussing a bit about the Brotherhood Without Banners. So it looks like their release date's been pushed forward slightly. It looks like it's going to be potentially be dropping over the next couple of weeks in the UK, which is great stuff. Are we looking forward to Brotherhood Without Banners? Running some bros without flags. Who we got in the chat so far? So we got Thomas Linton, Pulsation, OJ, Nicholas Keys, Tropic Recon, and Tom Linton. Sat in a hotel, working away from home, painting my song minis. What are you painting, Tom? Cool. So we're up to 10 people now. So I think we're gonna get this show on the road. Tom, curious about the Southern Secret. There's lots of Southern Secrets going on, mate. Lots of Southern Secrets. Tropic Recon. Yeah, fair play, and yeah. Well, we know it's hit and miss with the release stuff, but I mean, we're working what we've got. I've heard from quite a few established dealers that I say dealers. It's not really a dealer. It's more of a shop than a drug dealer. Although, to be fair, selling Brotherhood banners on the street could be pretty sweet. That they are reliably coming and be available next week. So let's see. They look good straight out of the box. Yes, they do. The tactics deck looks fucking crazy good. Apologies if you're sitting down with children waiting for the Southern Secrets. I'll try and make sure I'm not swearing as much. Thomas Lenton's scared of the Brotherhood. He's painting martels. Both very fair things to be doing. Damon Sand, nice. Right, cool. Let's get a show on the road then. So, we're going to go through some intro bits first. Plastic crack dealers indeed, mate. So first and foremost, we're going to cover some of these tournaments. So Blood Over Highgarden has sold out. That is now completely full. There's some really good players playing in that tournament. I'm looking forward to basically starting up that scene in Kent. There's a lot of Chelmsford bunker guys coming along to this event, so it's very much like a bunker event away from home. But hopefully, people see us playing more in Kent and will be drawn towards it, and maybe we'll get some people suckered into the game and into the great game that we love playing. Secondly, we've got it wasn't supposed to be that one yet. Hold on. When we're getting where everything gone. That one. Battle of the Chain Stag. So Battle of the Chain Stag 2 is now sold out. It started off as a 16-player event. We sold it out. We moved it to a 22-player event. We sold that out. Then we moved it to a 24-player event, and we've sold that out. So the scene is actively booming in Daventry. We always have a great time when we go to Daventry. We've only run one tournament there prior to this one, but we're looking really forward to running number 2. And again, some great names in there, some great people that I can't wait to hang out with and stream some games and talk some crap. And finally, before we get onto it, we've got the East Anglian Grand Tournament. We have now sold just under 30 tickets to this 70 ticket event. This is really about making the UK scene great. We want to bring all the UK scene together in this East Anglian tournament. We've invited UK content creators in. So if you are a UK content creator and you're interested, please do get in contact with me via PM or via Facebook or Discord and stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in that, give me a shout. We've got some great names already on the list for East Anglian Grand Tournament. Quite a few bunker lads, but we've also got people from the Wardens of the South. We've got people from the Wardens of the Northwest. We've got people from DLS. We've got Carly from Goonhammer. We've got the guys from London Steadfast. Dean asked me about list lock again. I'm going to scream. We've got Steve Butler coming across from Coastal Mercenaries. It's been great to have Steve there. I think this is the first one he's attended in one of the Chelmsford guys. Definitely one of the ones more local to us. outside of UK Nationals. The Sherwood Brothers have started popping up. The Hornchurch Heroes started popping up, and this is really, I'm really looking forward to this. As we get further and closer to the East Anglian Grand Tournament, we're going to start talking a bit more about what we're going to do to encourage teams to come back in and affiliations to come back in number, because we're going to try and reward people for bringing more people down from certain clubs. But again, we'll go over that when that comes, and I'll be doing that with James as and when. So, as far as I can tell, that is everything covered that needs to be covered at this point. And I'm going to move on to our announcement today. So, just as a bit of backstory, so what we do at Yecats is originally it was all about online content, and we moved into events because we found a gap that we could potentially plug, and we were really keen, myself, James, Carl and Steve, to build the community from grassroots and give people access to tournaments, not always the most highly competitive tournaments, but definitely somewhere to play games, somewhere to meet new people, somewhere, because we are all joining this game for the IP, and it's playing the game for the right reasons and enjoying it for the right reasons, and not making it something that people don't want to turn up to. So we became an events sort of organisation company as well, using what we had from YouTube to sort of really strengthen and bolster sort of our name on the scene, and try and encourage people out that potentially may not have turned up to an event prior to us doing stuff. And obviously this was also orchestrated by Carlo from Song of Ice and Fire Stats. He put us into contact with UKTC. We started running UK Nationals. We will be running UK Nationals next year again. But for us, it's really about building the community, and we've been lucky enough to meet quite a few really good, strong people in the community that sort of helping us and helping themselves build the community. So which brings into my next point. So we have now added another member to our small collective. So we've got a WhatsApp chat called the Yecats Small Council. In that chat is myself, James, Carl and Steve, and we arrange the tournaments between us. We all got different roles in that. We don't actually name ourselves after Small Council, but we have started to recently because I like the idea of it. So we've got Steve does a lot of the design work, the 3D design work for the tournaments. That the pass tokens, he added the Yecats symbol to the back of that. He designed the tournament box that we gave away at UK Nationals. He does a lot of graphic 3D design work, and we've got some really cool stuff coming forward as well. The little widget, he did that, and Carl prints prints all of our tournament support. We 3D prints all of it. And also he's been really heavily involved in the Kent tournament, Blood over Highgarden. Obviously James is a little man with a big voice that we take around with us everywhere to shout at people, which is really good fun. But we wanted to expand that out a bit further, and that expansion became a lot of conversations with a lot of people. Today we are going to be announcing another member of our Yecats Small Council. There will be other members, I hope, join in at some point. But today I'd like to announce the fact that we're adding Brad Blackburn from Wardens of the South to our small council. The Wardens of the South dragon was always in this picture. I did leave you a little clue, but it was really faded down. But none of you's got it. But I'll bring Brad into the chat. How's it going, Brad?
Oh, yeah, not too bad. Thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, good, man. I'm good. So, yeah, we're adding you to the Yecats Small Council, mate.
I'm really, really excited and really honoured at the same time. I can't wait to be working alongside you guys and to be making some collaborations going forward.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what we were very keen on. So people listening, if you know Brad from the Wardens of the South, we're not coming in to replace the Wardens of the South affiliation. Brad will keep that. This is just us pairing up with him and doing some tournaments with him. Brad will still do his bits and pieces, but we will start a brand of tournament in the South in much the same way as the Battle of Three Swords is in Chelmsford. The Chain Stag is in Daventry, and the Blood of Highgarden is in Kent. We have got a couple more names to add to that roster. And again, it's not about replacing what Brad's already doing. The reason we are bringing Brad into this is because we are really, really pleased with what he's been doing, and we share a lot of the same principles, a lot of the same ideals around what we think wargaming should be. And yeah, we're really pleased to have you on board, Brad.
No, honestly, that as soon as I got the invite, yeah, it wasn't even a kind of a yes or no kind of thing in my mind. Obviously, I met you for properly at LGT. I had an absolutely amazing time at LGT. Obviously, we brought a few ones with us. Some of which ended up in like the top three, which was really nice. But yeah, like the more that I've spoken to you and Carl and James and Steve, yeah, it's felt like a natural progression. Obviously, we approached you even to kind of help us at Beachhead, with all the streaming and everything.
Yeah, and that's really what it's about. It's about putting both logos on the poster and really trying to bring new players in and push the competitive level of players that are already playing up, so they eventually play at a more competitive level, and it's we sort of grow together as a community. It really is at this stage about building the community from the grassroots.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely.
Cool. So you're now a master of ships because
Yeah,
it
I
may.
do want to emphasise to everybody that it is ship.
No, it's not. It's true, mate. It's not true. You carry around our toilet roll. You're the master of shits.
Yeah, yeah. It's not gonna be another lockdown or something, is there?
Nice. Not gonna. I don't think I can handle another lockdown. It's just too much. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's only so much TTS you can take, right?
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Well, to be fair, mate, I did enjoy the TTS. It was just the lack of people that was a bit hard work.
Yeah. Now, to be honest with you, yeah, funny enough, I had a game recently, and we were saying we love to play the physical. It's nice to be up across the table from an opponent. Kind of playing the mental games and everything else. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. So hopefully we'll never go back to what it was.
No. Yeah, and I think TTS got its place, 100% it has. But I do definitely feel that painting your tour soldiers, converting your tour soldiers, and stuff like that is really I've always been a hobbyist, so for me, I just really enjoy the painting side of stuff. Much like Tom in his hotel room painting martels.
Yeah, yeah. No, you know what? Like, Tom and I were talking at length because obviously he's played Stark for quite a while, and yeah. No, I said to him, like, with the style of player that he is, I said Martels would suit you absolutely down to the ground. And I'm really glad that he's come home to the land of the snake. Yeah. So yeah, he came second recently in our tournament, but I think we'll be talking about that a little bit later anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. Okay, so just to dip back into the chat then, so you've got some comments in there. Squiggo plays a Warden. Um, Tom Linton, how cool. Brad's done some amazing work growing the scene in the south. This is exactly side news. Yeah, it is. And we are really excited about it. And we're going to go into because we've been mucking about with the ideas of what this brand or tournament's going to be. Brand, I'd say brand. It's not that ridiculous. It's more of what this tournament's going to be called in the south, because obviously we got different names for different tournaments depending where they are, and we lock the name of the tournament in so that we all know exactly which tournament we're talking about once we're doing stuff. And obviously this one's got a really cool concept behind it, so I'll get into it in a minute. So yeah, we're really excited too. um, Nicholas Keys, congratulations. Tom, now his watch begins. Yep, it's going to be a long watch as well.
Yeah,
OJ,
I don't need knives in the heart or anything. I'm not that kind of into Jon Snow. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, nice. Well, so just keep control of them boats, mate. The reason that we made Brad master of ships because of his obviously proximity to the coastline. You know, it's got quite a few boats down there.
Yeah, I've essentially become Davos Seaworth now, haven't I?
Yeah, well, more fingers. Or so I've heard
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah. It depends if I'll be good or not.
But way less onions.
Yeah, yeah. Just more cringe.
OJ, congratulations! Great to hear the appointment and potential for scene development. Yeah, I mean, obviously OJ's been with us from the start for Yecats. He's obviously he was a massive staple of the Chelmsford Punk community, and he's actually coming down to the Southern GT as well, which is going to be really cool.
Yeah, he is. And to be honest, I got the first time to play him at Chelmsford, and I must admit it was along with Dave Toon, of course. It was one of my favourite games of the day. Yeah, yeah, I ended up buying him a kind of a drink and everything, and yeah, it was just nice to actually kind of shoot the breeze with him because I'd never really spoken to him at LGT because I didn't make it that high on the tables. Yeah, it was good to actually have a game with him for a change.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a top bloke. Aaron's yes, Brad. Tom, right on. Private Parakeet, Grats, Brad. Tom, Martin was so much fun. I learned all my tricks from Brad.
No, he didn't, honestly.
Well, to be fair, if he's learned all his tricks from you, does that mean that he's still fighting to get off the double figure tables?
Well, he's well. To be honest with you, he's going to put me to shame. But like, yeah, I'm just at the moment. I'm sat back like a proud father.
Awesome. Um, Johnny Saunders, Brad the true snake, clearly turned his back on us Waldens. No, that's not the
Yeah,
case at all. I'll let you answer that one, but it's definitely not the case at all.
yeah. To be honest, Johnny and I had a league game today. He played his Lannisters, I played my Martells, and I'm sure he'll probably put in the chat anyway. But it was a 1 point difference between us. We went to round six.
Yeah.
And it's honestly one of the best games I've had for quite a long time. We both walked away from it, and we were like, that could have literally gone either way. Turn six, it could have been a win-loss or a draw.
Yeah.
But he's always called me the Snake Man, because I play Martells so often.
No, not because you've got like a flaky skin disease, then.
No, I cream up for that.
Awesome, cool, sweet. Yeah, so let's get into the southern tournaments. We're still working around how it's going to look, as regards to venues and stuff. We are going to be looking, but the name of these tournaments are going to be called Rise of the Salt Throne because of the proximity to the coastline, it made sense we make it a Greyjoy themed thing. And with these events that we run, there's always the chance to claim a new title. So for this one, it's going to be claim the title Warden of Dorset. So
Yeah.
that's pretty sweet. So do you want to talk a little bit about Rise of the Salt Throne?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking at running that event, obviously with you guys in the August time next year. Obviously dates etc. will be confirmed. Hopefully early part of next year. But yeah, like it'll be our first time of giving out the Warden of Dorset. Obviously we've had like the Warden of Essex. You obviously got for Daventry. I can't think of the name of the warden there.
Warden of
Um,
Northamptonshire, Brian. Don't ever forget Brian. He's the
oh,
only one
sorry.
that
Oh God.
he's got a pin badge with that name on it.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm actually when I eventually meet him, I'm in for it now. But yeah, like obviously having all those kind of wardens of the different counties. Yeah, obviously we could have called it Warden of the South, but yeah, obviously that's the affiliation really. So
Yeah.
Warden of Dorset felt more kind of natural.
Yeah, and as you said at the time, there's the potential to open up more wardens along the south coastline as well, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guys down in Plymouth do an excellent job. They ran a tournament. How many months ago was that? Probably about 2 or 3 months ago. And yeah, they had like a room full of people, and it was a great tournament to be honest with you. And it's an expo that they're of their own making that they're going to be running on a yearly basis.
Mm.
So there might be obviously some room down there for collaboration with them. I hope.
Awesome.
Yeah, and anywhere across the south really.
Yeah, well, definitely, mate. Yeah, it's all about growing scenes as we go. I mean, I'll say that very sort of cap in hand really when it comes to you guys because you guys have already got your own scene. This is just about bringing it under one umbrella and allowing us to sort of support you and help you grow via it being YouTube channels and videos
Yeah,
and streaming and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's definitely what it's about.
absolutely.
And then
Yeah,
if we can then grow from where you are, that's awesome, isn't it? That's really cool.
yeah. I mean, in the conversations we've had, like we've said that we'd rather collaborate than work against each other.
Mm,
There's no point in it. Obviously, that we may as well be, kind of like you've just said, under one banner.
mm,
I think the more it's seen that the game is growing here, and I think especially like I can only talk from my presence in the south, but we've had quite a lot of kind of people join the Wardens, especially because they keep seeing it being played, and then people go, "Well, what is this game?" And then you start showing it to them, and I use it as kind of a lightly threat, but I always say, once you're in, there's no going back,
yeah,
because once the game's got you, I know from my personal experience, you can't let go. It's such a good game.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Cool. So that's the one that we're running in August time, right?
Yes.
Just quickly in the chat, we've got a few come through. So Swiggo's got to get the wins for his Greyjoys.
Yeah,
Uh,
I knew the Greyjoy link would be going down well with a few of the Wardens because we do have some Greyjoy players. So, and Squiggo is probably our biggest representative of the Greyjoys. I'll be honest.
yeah,
Yeah, I bet he's over the moon.
yeah. I think it's because we really had to knuckle down and try and work out where we were going to go with the title, wasn't it? Because we was thinking,
Yeah,
do we go for stepstone, sort of stepstones? Well, it is stepstones, isn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
stepstones.
that
But
one
then,
did come up. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, right by right by where we usually play. Obviously, the locals will know this, but there's a place called Hulls Bay.
yeah.
But naming it the Raid of Hulls Bay just sounded a little bit too friendly.
That's a yeah. It's a well. It's a bit I think it's hard to market, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little.
um, but yeah. I mean, we play with the idea of maybe some other coastal towns like what do we was the Manderley one?
Oh, um,
Someone to chat
yeah,
with me out. What's the Manly port? I can't think of the time, but yeah, the Manly port. We spoke about that, and then we said no, it's too far north because it doesn't represent where this
yeah. We even
tournament will
spoke
be
about
held.
Slavers Bay, didn't we?
Yeah, Slavers Bay. Yeah, and we looked into the heraldry because a lot of these tournaments we name after the heraldry of or the coat of arms of the place that it's been held in, and obviously, I mean, White Harbour. Cheers, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, White Harbour. We
Yeah,
did
that's
talk
the
about
one.
that. We did talk
Yeah, 'cause
about like a
yeah,
white
the
lion.
sigil.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, the sigil was a white lion, but that turned out to be a family rather than actually Paul. Then
yes.
the Paul one is just
It's a dolphin.
a dolphin. I mean, you can't make a dolphin really aggressive, can you? It just doesn't.
No.
The war of the dolphin slags.
I mean, we do have three shells, so there was a tip of the hat to the Demolition Man film. He doesn't know how to use the three shells, but
Yeah,
yeah, there wasn't really anything within the flag that kind of stood out really. And
yeah,
obviously, if we were doing an overall Dorset thing, then yeah, I suppose we could have maybe used that, but we've used that with the actual logo for the Wardens. The actual crown around the dragon's neck is actually a tip to the hat of the dragon that's actually on the Dorset coat of arms.
yeah. Yeah, so we struggled for names for a little while. Then we sort of Aaron's mentioned it in the chat there about Sunspear Port. We did talk about Martel ports because obviously
Yeah,
that being the south in Westeros. We did talk about Martel stuff. We looked at sort of what that might look like. But I think when it comes to coastal and raiding battles, I think there's no one that really does it better than the Greyjoys. So I think
yeah,
it being Greyjoy based was probably the right choice.
yeah. Yeah, literally after spitballing, like Rise of the Salt Throne just kind of stood out, to
Mm,
be honest.
yeah. So that's that one. But then that's not our only tournament we're running together. The second one that we're going to be running is
Yes,
also Rise of Salt Throne, but this one is so we're going to talk about another one of your tournaments in a moment, but this is one that we're going to sort of bring under the umbrella for this as well. So the
yeah,
next one's going to be called Rise of the Salt Throne, Joy to the Realm. So this is the event you've just had in Paul that you ran obviously to good success. We'll go through it again in a minute. We're going to go through just quick event breakdown after this after we go through some of this stuff. But this is your Christmas version of Joy to the Realm, right?
yeah. Basically, yeah. So I mean, the actual the overarching kind of title is Rise of the Salt Throne. It just kind of fits for everything. But one thing, obviously, being this time of year, it's nice to have that kind of joy to the realm. It was actually one tournament I quite enjoyed naming, if you can say that. And yeah, like it just seemed to stick. Yeah, obviously we talked to yourself and everything, and obviously all the other guys in the small council. Yeah, joy to the realm was the kind of the subtitle of the overall thing.
Yeah, nice. Um, was just in the chat, Cornwall, Dornwall, nice. Nice. So this will be, and the plan for this year is to bring it slightly forward. I think it's November. We said we're going to do this one next year, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're going to look at doing it towards the tail end of November. Yet again, dates and location, everything will be, kind of solidly put in place, and we will do like an announcement of where and when, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll probably do it like a couple of weeks earlier than what we've done it kind of this time round.
Yeah, cool. Um, and again, I just want to sort of like really hammer home. This isn't about trying to push the Wolves of the South logo out. This is about working together, and it's. I think the main thing for me is about we work together so that there's no clashes in tournaments. So we get in tournaments running at regular intervals so that people can attend as many as they want, rather than there being one tournament followed the weekend after by another tournament, which then makes it a problem. We've even tried to accommodate some of the other tournaments going on, like the Welsh GT, the Invitational from Carlo. That's all being sort of given space to breathe as well, because the thing is, the Welsh GT is an amazing event, and if we try and put an event next to it, we're going to draw people away from that event potentially, which isn't fair on them because they've got a great thing they've built there. Or
Yeah.
we won't get any people come to ours because it is such a great event and people don't want to sort of come away from what they know is already good.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and exactly, and,
Absolutely.
and Tom Whitworth in the chat as well. So making sure it doesn't clash with Ribble Rumble and the stuff that they're doing up there. And exactly, mate, we'll
100%.
make sure those don't clash. We'll talk and work out those dates. We've got a living calendar on our group chat, so we'll make sure that any big events go in there and we try and give them wide berth. We are working
To be
sort of.
honest with you, sorry, just to interrupt. To be honest with you, I would like to go up to one of Tom's events because I've heard so many good things about it, and I'd love to bring some of the ones of the south with me if they're up for it. Going up to Leeds and kind of showing the southern presence.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah. I know that myself, James, and Carl are quite keen on travelling as well this year to do some more tournaments. But yeah, so there's definitely that's what it's about. It's about working together as a TO scene as well.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, definitely, Tom. We'll be working together with you, mate. Make sure that we're giving you guys space to run the best tournament you can as well. Um, cool. So that's that done, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, it'll be a similar event, obviously, to what we've run, last weekend,
Hmm.
and yeah, hopefully we can, kind of, get a few people from all over the place, really, to come down and yeah, enjoy a few games of Song.
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%.
And by that point, obviously, the Brotherhood should be on the down low.
um, yeah, cool. I was just gonna say something else there, but I think it slipped my mind. I can't remember. If it comes back to me, I'll talk. Right. So that's that done then. So next up, we're going to quickly go over Joy to the Realm. So this is obviously the event that you guys run the weekend. So what we can do is we can sort of have a discussion around your event if you want, and go over how that went, because I know it was quite successful. I was following it online. I mean, for me, the biggest punch of the day was the fact that Joe McCarthy pulled Dan Gilbert first round.
Honestly, as soon as it came out, I thought, "Here we go." This is what I signed up for.
Yeah,
And obviously, they're both playing new factions as well. You had Dan playing his Greyjoys, and you had Joe playing the Targaryens, which is obviously what I'm going into as well. So, obviously knowing how well he did at LGT, I was kind of keeping a close eye on that as well because any tips from anywhere is always a good thing.
hmm.
And yeah, from what I understand, Dan had some pretty good card draw first turn, which allowed him like basically to destroy a unit and get the overrun into another one, which in the early doors basically put Joe on the back foot. I might have to remind myself if it was a crushing for him.
You need to be careful.
Um,
Well, we need to be careful because Dave Toon is in the chat. If you talk about crushing victories and people getting tabled, he may rage quit the game again. So we need to be a little bit careful what we say here.
yeah, I want him to turn up to LGT. I need to see him on one of them tables.
Sorry, go on, carry, mate. I'll stop you. Go on, carry.
No, no, it's fine. So, I mean, if I just quickly have a look at the stats page,
Okay, well, I can put
on
it.
the round,
Let me just put it on the screen for everyone as well. Hold on.
perfect. That'd be ideal.
Yeah. So here it is
Um,
on the screen now. So
so Joe was wiped out, but yeah, I wouldn't say, that probably resonates with the actual kind of game because they're both extremely good players. We all know that Dan Gilbert is the kind of patriarch of the Boltons. And we've actually had some guys recently from the Wardens start the Boltons, and I said, if you want to talk to anybody, talk to him when he comes down, because obviously he knows them like the back of his hand.
Dan
Yeah.
does he play Boltons then?
Oh no, he was playing Career Joys for this, but because he played Boltons beforehand, we've got a couple of our guys that have just started in Boltons. So I said, if you want any kind of tips on, how to run them or what kind of things to look out for, he's definitely a guy to have a chat with while he was down here.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I mean, we can go over a quick scan of the event then. So, Dan's just popped in the chat. He's just popped in just after we finished talking about him. Let's move on from Dan
Yeah.
now. He didn't win the tournament. It's nothing to do with this.
No, third place is just, like, it's not even silver, is it? Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Well, if you're not first, you're last, aren't
Yeah, exactly. And I know all about
you? Cold at the bottom. It's very cold at the bottom. Yeah. So you obviously you had it was a 3 round event. We say
Yes.
it was some exciting games being played there. Nicholas Keys won the event.
Yes, he did. He actually stayed on top table all day. He drew it first game and wasn't budged from there the entire tournament, which was really nice to see. My favourite game of his when I was walking around had to be the last game he had with Johnny, one of our wardens, who was playing Lannisters. Literally, it was swinging in both directions. At one point, I wasn't sure who was going to take it, and I managed to just kind of join the game towards the end when there was like a couple of units for them both left. But both like on a single wound or a rank left on one of the units, and the other one looking a bit healthier. And yeah, the Lannisters lost a unit to a couple of Stark attacks, and that was literally game. But yeah, there was some really good games on top table with him.
Nice, nice. Obviously, yeah. Some great players there. I mean, Joe McCarthy finished lower than I would have expected him to, but I believe that's probably because he was running Targaryens. He's used to playing the Baratheon main, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's the kind of, I wouldn't say it's the curse of a new faction, but when you're still learning the nuances with them. When I came up to Chelmsford, I had exactly the same problem.
Well, no, not
You
really.
know,
You're just crap at the game.
oh yeah, sorry mate, yeah, that's probably about it, right? But I mean, Warfare was the interesting one because that was the first time out with them, and I absolutely got trampled, and I was the one running horses. Um,
Well, we learn by doing, right?
Yeah, exactly. It gave me some learning experiences, and to be honest with you, I've made lists since coming home, and had a little bit of success with it in the local scene. So yeah, in the new year, I'm looking forward to kind of visiting more of the tournaments and yeah, kind of pushing forward with the Targaryens. But I have no absolute doubt in my mind that Joe's going to absolutely master the Targaryens and show us what they're all about.
Yeah, yeah. The So obviously it was a 24 person event. You did have one dropout, which is unfortunate. Obviously, that means
Yeah.
that there's an uneven amount of players, which always sucks. But it's what part of part of running a tournament's all about, and it is unfortunately that the stuff, and that's what the C1 official guidelines say about uh, buyers and stuff. Is that that's what it is, but
Yeah,
it's a shame.
absolutely.
But yeah,
It was literally just ill health that the player couldn't attend. It's not like he didn't want to or anything like that. So, and it was literally like a couple of days before that
yeah,
unfortunately he dropped out. But like for future tournaments, I mean, we've got the Southern Grand tournament coming up, and we've sold that out, and that's 32 players.
yeah,
So I imagine we should be getting everybody for that, unless there's some circumstances, of course, which are out of people's control.
mm,
But yeah, yeah, no, no. So we went forward with 23. So obviously it meant that the buy had to be a little bit of a kind of a play, which obviously in the first round it is a completely random pick.
hmm
And then from there, obviously results kind of dictate what's going on.
yeah,
And in fact, after round two, one of the players had to kind of leave because of all the bad weather we were having, with all the high winds and stuff. So
yeah.
we actually went down to 22. So he retired, and yeah, so it was all evens from there anyway.
Nice, nice, cool. All right, sweet. So it was quite a good event, mate. So you be pleased with how it went then?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, if I'm totally honest with you, it's the best-selling tournament we've had to date.
Hmm
And as you probably well know yourself, it's obviously a slow growth as it is anyway. People need to know about your community and what events you run and how often you run them. And it's either been meeting people through tournaments like the LGT and Warfare and the Chelmsford event, all of that, and obviously we've even had like people that have just seen the event and gone, oh, we'll attend it. That's how I actually met Dan. He came down just on a kind of a random off chance of seeing the tournament, and yeah, from there, yeah, I can honestly say he's a very good friend as well.
Tom just put in a chat, just a tip: always have an extra player who doesn't mind to drop, like they don't pay. We have a walking weirwood pool. Nice,
Oh,
nice.
brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I think in future tournaments we may have to maybe try and increase the size of it just in case you get those odd dropouts. Yeah, yeah, it's something that it's been a bit of a learning curve for me being a TO, I must admit.
yeah. Well, again, mate, it's all stuff that we learn from, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
Tom's been doing a lot of TOing, so obviously he's old hat to that sort of stuff. He's experienced veteran of shouting at people. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's I think that's sort of like where we're going with EAGT is it's a 70 player event, but actually, in actual fact, it'll work better at 64 because if we have 64 players, that means we have one undefeated player at the end of all the rounds. So
yes,
that'll be good to get 64. Obviously, get 70, that's even better. Um,
yeah.
but it gives us a bit of wiggle room for making sure that everyone gets the best experience they can. Um, Tom's just saying in the chat that Joy's Run was great. Brad Run's a great event. Shout out to Intolerant Wargame for hosting.
That's really nice. Yeah, thank you, Tom. We really appreciate that. And to be honest, ironically, we met the Plymouth guys at a tournament that was held in Warminster probably about 18 months ago, something like that. And from there on, yeah, we just formed this kind of alliance with them. They're a great bunch of guys. And every match I've ever played against any of them, I've always come away with a big smile on my face because they are a genuine joy to play the game with.
Yeah. Um, cool. Okay, so just look at the quick stats then. So you had 6 Jon Snow winners. Oh, entries, aren't they? It's down here, the
Yeah.
commander win rate. So Victorian won 100% of his games. Harman won 100% of his games. So yeah, you had 5 undefeated commanders, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, in some of the lists, people were running like double Jon Snow, one of which was one of our new players that just wanted to take one list.
Mm,
So it registered as two. I think you covered it in the list reveal, to be quite honest with you.
yeah,
But yeah, at the beginning of the tournament as well, I did say to kind of all our kind of more seasoned players, that we had a handful of new players and to be patient and just help them. And to be honest with you, I couldn't have asked for much more. Everybody was really, really good, really, really helpful. And so much so that even one of our new players, Phil Deeprose, who's playing the Boltons, he's pretty much well, I think he said he has painted every single model he's got for the Boltons now, and he actually won Best Painted,
awesome.
which was really nice to see. And it wasn't even like a slight victory. I told him today there was about 11 or 12 players that actually came up to me and said, "Yep, I want Phil to win it. I really like the color contrast he's done on them." And yeah, so obviously a shout out to Phil because it's a really nice painted army. It's lovely to look at on the table.
Yeah, well, it's the only way that the Boltons can win anything.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, ironically, Phil was on table 12, our bottom table to start with, got a crushing victory and went straight up to top table. So it really was a baptism by fire for him, bless him. But he was playing Nick Keys, and I know you're here, Nick, as well. And he literally said to me today that Nick couldn't have been any more helpful if he tried. To the point of Phil went to make a decision on doing something after seeing what Nick had done. And Nick had turned around and gone, actually, mate, what you want to do is is because I'm doing this, you probably want to think more about doing this. And like showing Phil the options, to which he was like, thank you very much for your help, and I will do that. Yeah, so honestly, Nick was extremely supportive.
Awesome, awesome, and that's the sort of community that we want to grow, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Nick is in my eyes, one of those people that you want at the forefront of the game because not only is he winning it, but he's helping people as well.
Yeah, cool. Okay, sweet. So let's cover that event then. Um, so we'll just announce again for those that have joined late is that Brad is now part of Yecats and he will be running events with us in the south. Those events are going to be called Rise of the Salt Throne. So Dan, you need to get your Greyjoys painted as well, so you and Squiggo can fight for the best Greyjoy in faction. Um,
Honestly, I saw his drown men when he brought them, and he has done an absolutely phenomenal job. So Yeah, I cannot wait to see the rest of his army painted because it's
Yeah,
going to look absolutely stunning on table, a bit like his Boltons did at LGT.
yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, so you can look forward to these being announced at some point soon. Um, there is another one we're looking at doing as well. We just need to confirm a date for that. But again, that'll be another Rise of the Salt Throne um, tournament. What else do we need to cover? Yeah, just another shout out as well to the East Anglian Grand Tournament. We've sold 27 tickets so far. If you haven't bought a ticket, get one ASAP. Not everybody's bought one is on stats. So if you are on stats, please, and you have bought a ticket, please sign up to the event and just send me a PM with your stats name because I've had a couple people pay, or quite a few people pay, without giving me their stats name, so I can't move them from the waiting list onto the main event. I just want to try and make sure I'm giving a true reflection of numbers so I know where we are with space at the event. Um, yeah, that is on the stats as well. Cool.
Yeah, I'm really
Okay.
looking forward to that. I've signed up to that as well, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Honestly, it's going to be one hell of a weekend.
Yeah, mate. We'll put all the stops for this, so we're really making something special. This is obviously 4 months prior to UK National, so this is the lube before we go in.
Absolutely, yeah, and how many was it again that you've got for the LGT? Yeah, tickets wise.
Tickets. So we haven't announced it properly yet, but that will be sitting at 70 player cap again, same as East Anglian GC. Um,
Beautiful.
so we're going to cap it at that, and there will be an event on the Friday night as well, which we will announce as well. We probably should do that quite soon because there's quite a few events that I need to lock in with that as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
lots of stuff in the pipeline for Song. 2025 should be a great year for a Song of Ice and Fire. So
Honestly, yeah, genuinely, I do believe that Song of Ice and Fire is going to have an absolutely great year next year. There just seems to be a buzz around the game again.
yeah, yeah, it's great. It's really good, really good. It's a new fresh player. So you look at next list that won your tournament aren't the meta list that are winning tournaments. So it's
Yeah,
nice to
yeah.
see that sort of stuff happening.
Absolutely, yeah. I think you touched on it as LGT as well. Like, there was so much variety in the commanders, and that people aren't just going with what wins. They go with kind of like either themed lists or what they think that that these different combos that other people haven't kind of figured out yet or not maybe paid attention to. It's really nice to see, and obviously when you see it when you're playing against it, you're like, oh yeah, I've not thought about that myself.
Mm, yeah, cool. Okay, man. Well, cheers, Cameron, mate. I'm looking forward to working with you going forward. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm excited, mate. I'm excited.
yeah. No,
I know I
honestly.
don't sound like it, but I've done a 15-hour day at work, so I mean,
No, absolutely no. Yeah, I can honestly say I'm really looking forward to kind of going forward with you guys, and obviously we've got you coming down soon in February for the Southern Grand Tournament, and
oh,
then
you
what
into
we're
about
going to
that?
do.
Let's talk about that quickly. Yeah, so your
Oh, sure, yeah,
Southern
yeah,
Grand Tournament as well. So that's in February. We're coming down to stream that for you.
yeah,
I, wa-
absolutely,
I was playing, but I've given me a ticket to one of the Cheltenham Bunker guys, so I'm going to come down there and do some streaming for you. But yeah,
yeah,
we're
absolutely.
really looking forward
Yeah,
to that as well.
yeah, that's going to be. To be honest with you, like I class that as the like the crowning jewel of the Warden's calendar, because like obviously it's the grand tournament for the South, rather than just one of our kind of like normal tournaments. And I'd say the fact we've sold out 32 tickets and waiting to hear if we can get any more.
Mm.
For us, it's a very big thing, a very big thing. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to you guys coming down streaming that, and obviously doing a bit of list reveal at the same time.
Yeah, we'll do all that. Do list reveal. We'll do the event debrief as well. We go through all the stuff afterwards. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be good. Um,
Yeah.
hey, is that sold out now? The Southern Grand Tournament has, isn't it?
It has, yeah, yeah. I'm literally, yeah. They've allocated us a few more tickets. They sold literally within the day,
Yeah,
and then yeah, they've said that if there is any other room, they'll let us know. So I do have a like a current waiting list,
yeah.
and yeah, as soon as I get word that we're been allocated more tickets, then obviously they'll go onto the people for those waiting tickets.
Awesome, awesome. Oh man, right. Well, that was our announcement. I hope it lived up to everyone in the chat's expectations. As I say, I'm really excited about it going forward. I'm excited about meeting the Wolves of the South in a more vast way that we have at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and hopefully, yeah, we'll build the whole of the UK South scene together, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. We're all working towards the same goal, and I'm, yeah, as I say, genuinely excited to be part of the team.
Brilliant, awesome. And there is one more event being announced quite soon as well. Um, but we'll announce that when that goes live. Cool. Okay, guys. Well, cheers for joining us in the chat. Tom, yes, mate. Yeah, yes, it is. AI, mate. I can't draw this stuff by hand. It's yeah, it's quite good as well because if you're getting bored, you can put some pretty saucy stuff in there. Let's not get into that. Right. Anyway, um, cool. Cheers, join us to chat, guys. Hope you enjoyed the announcement. Rise of the Salt Throne coming soon. Take care, guys. Cheers, Brad. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Bye bye.
There you go. Happy with that?